The first sound that cut through the thick, suffocating silence was the snap of a branch. At first, it seemed distant, harmless. But then, the rustling grew louder, closer, almost deliberate. Heart pounding, every instinct screamed to run. But the jungle around offered no path, only walls of tangled green, shadows that seemed alive, and the oppressive weight of being utterly alone. 5 days, 5 endless days trapped in a place that seemed to swallow time, hope, and reason. The morning had started like any other. The sun had barely pierced the canopy when the path disappeared beneath a river of leaves. One misstep, one moment of hesitation, and suddenly the familiar trail was gone. Panic crept in like a fog, slow and relentless. At first, it was easy to believe that staying calm would be enough. But as the hours stretched, reality sank its teeth in. This was no ordinary hike. This was a fight against nature itself. The first night was the hardest. Darkness in the jungle isn't just the absence of light, it's a living, breathing thing. Every rustle, every whisper of wind against the leaves carried 1,000 imagined dangers. Insects swarmed, the air was thick with humidity and fear, and sleep became a distant memory. The only warmth came from the frantic rhythm of a heart that refused to give in, from the small fire built with trembling hands that seemed to flicker and die with each gust of wind. Hunger came next, sharp and knowing. The body doesn't forgive being ignored. Stomach muscles clenched, head spun, and thirst clawed at the throat with unrelenting persistence. Streams were muddy and unsafe, yet they were the only chance to survive. Every sip was a gamble, every decision a brush with danger. And still, the mind refused to surrender, clinging to a thread of hope that somewhere, somehow, there was a way out. The sounds of the jungle became both enemy and companion. Birds cried overhead, but their calls were empty, taunting reminders of freedom that felt impossibly far away. Branches cracked under invisible footsteps. Frogs and insects hummed in unison, a cacophony that made time meaningless. Every noise triggered adrenaline, every shadow demanded attention. But in the chaos, there were moments, brief, surreal, when the jungle almost seemed to pause, as if it were watching, testing endurance and willpower in ways that no human could ever understand. By the second day, the skin became raw, the eyes heavy, the mind teetering on the edge of despair. Thirst had become a constant companion, gnawing at every thought. Food was a fleeting memory, each imagined taste a cruel reminder. The rain came suddenly, a deluge that soaked everything to the bone. There was no shelter, only the relentless assault of nature, and yet each drop seemed to strip away fear, leaving a raw clarity behind. Survival demanded everything. Nothing could be wasted. The third day was the turning point in subtle ways. The first glimpse of sunlight cutting through the dense canopy felt like a promise. Yet even that small mercy carried a reminder. The jungle is indifferent. One misstep could mean falling into unseen pitfalls, poisonous plants, or venomous creatures hidden beneath the undergrowth. Every step became a negotiation between body and instinct, between despair and stubborn determination. Pain was constant, yet each movement forward was proof of a will that refused to die. By day 4, isolation had twisted perception. Hours lost meaning, shadows stretched into menacing shapes, and every sound carried a story the mind almost believed. Hunger and exhaustion made time feel elastic. Minutes could stretch into hours. The body weakened, muscles cramped, energy a precious commodity, yet the fire inside never fully dimmed. Each thought of home, each memory of loved ones was a lifeline. Each small victory, a dry leaf to shield from rain, a fruit discovered and eaten, was celebrated like a monumental triumph. And then came the night that would never be forgotten. The wind picked up, howling through the trees like a chorus of lost souls. Rain battered the ground, streams swelled, and the jungle seemed alive with unseen power. Fear threatened to consume completely. And yet, in the darkness, there was a glimmer of path illuminated by lightning, a broken branch that could be crossed. In that moment, desperation and hope merged, giving strength that the body shouldn't have had, driving forward in a haze of adrenaline, pain, and determination. By the fifth day, every sense was sharpened, every instinct alive. Survival was no longer just a hope. It had become a raw, tangible drive. Finally, after hours of careful navigation, the canopy thinned, revealing a distant clearing, light spilling into the undergrowth. The heart soared, a mixture of disbelief and triumph. The body, battered and bruised, carried on with relentless persistence. Each step toward that opening was a testament to enduring spirit, to refusing to let the jungle claim life and soul. Emerging into the clearing was surreal. Sunlight poured down, warmth embraced the soaked, exhausted body. The sounds of civilization birds, distant voices, rustling human activity were almost jarring, alien after the relentless green confinement. Relief hit in waves, tears blurred vision, and the weight of 5 days pressed simultaneously on every limb and in every thought. Every step forward was both victory and shock, proof that even the harshest trials could be survived. Sitting there, gasping for breath, the enormity of what had happened settled in. Memories of fear, hunger, isolation, and relentless struggle interwove with moments of clarity, gratitude, and awe. Nature had been merciless, indifferent, and terrifying. It's a symbol of the fragility of life, the tenacity of hope, and the profound strength hidden inside each person. 5 days of fear, pain, and uncertainty revealed more about endurance, courage, and the will to survive than years of comfort ever could. And as the mind wanders over what was endured, there's a quiet, persistent gratitude for the moments that demanded everything, yet gave back the most profound understanding of life itself. If this story taught anything, it's that even when lost in the darkest, most unyielding places, hope can shine through. Survival isn't just about escaping danger. It is about embracing courage when every fiber of being wants to give up. And maybe, just maybe, that is the most important lesson of all. Life, no matter how fragile, is worth fighting for. If this journey moved you even a little, share what you felt in the comments.